Welcome to the virtual open event. My name's Mark, I'm the head of Sociology, and I'm going to explain to you what we do here at Greenhead. We do things slightly differently. Sociology, to start with, one of the questions everybody asks is, what is it? Sociology is a study of society, which seems sort of strange really, but what we do is we look at theoretical viewpoints of society, how it's organised, how it's arranged, and how it treats the people within our society. So if we look at it as sort of we're a very multicultural sort of country, but somehow it works. It works better than it doesn't work, and sociologists then are interested, kind of like engineers looking at an engine, we're interested in why it works the way it actually does. And we look at that from a theoretical sort of viewpoint, and we look at things like ethnicity, gender, social class, and all the elements that make people, really, which is what it is. Society is full of people. Right, what we do here, again, is slightly sort of different to some colleges. We do cultural identity to start with, which is the first unit. And cultural identity is about sort of basically how people become who they are. And does culture, or actual culture, sort of make us who we are? Culture can involve things like family, religion, media, education, ethnicity, sort of gender, and so on. And then we look at identity too. Identity is more sort of you, me, and what makes us really. When we look in a mirror, do we see ourselves, or do we see what other people think of us? And that's basically sort of what most sociologists actually sort of think, that it is something that's based around our interaction with other people. And cultural identity sort of deals with inequalities or qualities, because some sociologists think everything's okay. Other sociologists look at how some social groups are sort of not treated as well or have different experiences than others. We also then, in the first year, that's the first thing we do education. Similar sort of thing, why do we have education? Some sociologists think it's a waste of time, and obviously I don't. But the reality is that others see it as a very sort of important part of our society, and it sort of creates the next generation of citizens and so on. But does education give everybody exactly the same sort of chances? And again, ethnicity, social class and gender are things that we look at there. In the second year, we decided we do media to start with. We look at sort of traditional media, the sort of media I would use, newspapers and stuff, but then we look at new media, more probably the media that you or your children use, which is looking at social media. And also then, is it controlled by the person making it, or is it controlled by some big sinister sort of corporation and so on? Does the media treat everybody fairly? Does it tell us things we want to know or things that it wants us to know? We look at fake news and what that really is. It's not what Donald Trump thinks, but we look at what it really is too. And again, how the media represents certain social groups. That's a theme that goes through all of it. And then the second year is mostly taken up with crime and deviance, which is basically criminology. And crime and deviance again looks at laws. Are laws there to protect us, or is it there to protect society, or are they there to protect property? Again, different sociologists have got different ideas to it. And that's the major thing about the subject, is looking at what all these people actually think and sort of arguing against each other and so on. We then look at how sort of does the criminal justice system represent everybody fairly, or is it there to preserve some people's interests, and are other people sort of treated unfairly by the system because of their ethnicity or their social class or even their gender? And to round the whole thing off, we look at research methods too, which is particularly good if you want to go to university, because research methods at every university course that there is. Okay, lots of people ask what sociology leads to, and sociology can lead to a wide variety of things. Lots of our students do sociology, or they do anthropology, like research methods. Quite a lot of them do criminology, because the sociology of crime and deviance basically is criminology. In most universities, the criminology department and the sociology department are the same thing. They do other subjects that are related. Some people do history with sociology, or sociology with history. Psychology degrees as well can be paired up with sociology. Some of our students have gone into medicine at the various types, from nursing. Some people go into being some general practitioners as well. But basically, so as a subject, it sort of leads into work with people, really. And as I say, lots of our students have gone into the media, people have gone into things like social work, victim support, the police, as again, so medicine, teaching, and so on. So there's a wide variety of things that sort of accept sociology as an A-level. But then also, many of the Russell Group universities do sociology as a degree, and that is combined with loads of other subjects too. Okay, one of the best things as well about Greenhead, I think, is the fact that we get a lot of time to support students, even in difficult times like what's happening now, and then normal times too, whatever the new normal will be like. We have lots of support sessions. So students, if they're struggling, we don't expect them to get it right away, because quite often it's a new thing. Entry requirements for it, basically sort of if you've got the entry requirements for Greenhead and you want to do the subject, it's interesting because that's really important, then welcome on board. But the support is the thing, because some students will struggle because it's quite theoretical, other students take to it really well, but all students get quite a lot of support from us because we offer support sessions, 2 or 3, well 3 actually, sort of a week. So students can drop into them, we can do one-to-ones and very small sort of groups, which is one of the great strengths of Greenhead, because all departments offer that. And I think that's something that sort of helps create a nice community here too. So basically, as far as sociology is concerned, if you're the sort of person that asks why a lot, I've got a 4-year-old at home that keeps going, why? You know, so why did, and when I say don't drink bleach, you know, why? Because it's poisonous. Why? Because, you know, there's chemicals in it. Why? And so on. Sociology is kind of like that. Why is there poverty? Why is there inequalities? Why is there racism? We keep asking these questions because we think that, you know, it's for society to operate, we've got to understand why those things are there so we can do something to make everything fair for everyone, to create some form of equality for all the different groups in our society. So if you are the sort of person who lies in bed thinking, why a lot, we're the subject for you. So what is sociology?
Sociology is the study of society and the world around us. It includes all different things about how people work, why they do certain things, and why we portray ourselves in certain ways.
And what topics do you study?
So at Greenhead we study a massive range of things, from education, crime and deviance, and it allows you to make links between them all. So, you know, we do some topics on gender, maybe some on ethnicity for each different thing, and then you learn to link between them, and almost it makes society make sense in your head.
And what are the lessons like?
The lessons are really interesting, so there's a massive range of all different things that we do. We might watch some videos, have discussions, have little debates, all sorts of things. So it's really fun. It's a fun way to learn. We're given booklets, so all the information is really clear to you. It's, you know, anything that you need you can find, but if you need help afterwards, you can also go and get that too.
And what's good about the subject?
Well, what I think is good about sociology is that it allows me to make links with things that I realise in my head about the world. So as I live in this society now, I learn to, you know, I realise things that I hadn't necessarily thought were real concepts before, but because we study such a massive range of things, I like understand why I do certain things, why other people do certain things, based on all the different factors, and even starting from your upbringing right to when you're an adult and through education and everything like that.